The cafeteria was buzzing with noise. Trays clattering, students laughing, the smell of pizza lingering in the air. But at one table, a girl sat alone, her eyes locked on the book in front of her. Her name was Emily. She was quiet, shy, and never drew attention to herself. Most students barely noticed she existed. But one person noticed her that day, the wrong person. Jake, the school bully. Jake had a reputation. If there was one thing everyone in Lincoln High knew, it was that you didn't want to be on Jake's radar. He thrived on making others feel small. And today, he had grown bored of his usual targets. As Emily turned a page in her book, Jake snatched it from her hands. Well, Jake smirked, holding the book high above his head. What's this? Another fairy tale. Planning to live in your little fantasy world forever, Emily? The cafeteria erupted with laughter. Emily's face turned crimson. She reached up to grab her book, but Jake shoved her shoulder, sending her stumbling backward. That's when something inside Emily snapped. For months, maybe years, she had let the whispers, the laughs, and the cruel remarks eat away at her. But today was different. She had promised herself she wouldn't let anyone walk over her again. Her eyes narrowed. Her voice, soft yet steady, broke through the crowd. Give it back, Jake. Jake raised an eyebrow. Or what? He pushed her again, expecting her to fall. But this time, she didn't. In a flash that no one in the cafeteria expected, Emily stepped forward, grabbed Jake's wrist with surprising force, twisted it, and pulled her book free. The bully yelped, his face twisting in pain. It had taken her less than 10 seconds to turn the tables. The cafeteria fell silent. Nobody had ever seen anyone stand up to Jake like that, let alone quiet, invisible Emily. Jake tried to laugh it off, clutching his wrist. You got lucky. Don't think this changes anything. But something had already changed. For the first time, Emily stood tall. She didn't look away. She didn't shrink back, and she wasn't afraid anymore. That day marked the beginning of a transformation, for both Emily and Jake. At first, Jake tried to get revenge. He mocked her in the halls, spread rumors, even tried to corner her with his friends. But each time, Emily responded with calm strength. She didn't fight back with cruelty, she fought back with courage. Her classmates began to notice. The girl who once ate lunch alone was now being asked to join tables. Students who had once laughed along with Jake began standing with Emily. Her quiet confidence inspired others who had been bullied to find their voices too. The real turning point came 2 weeks later. Jake was caught vandalizing a locker, and instead of laughing at his punishment, the students whispered about Emily, the girl who had stood up to him. His power was slipping. For the first time in his life, Jake felt small, and in that moment, he realized something he had never considered before. He wasn't feared anymore, he was pitied. It shook him to his core. One afternoon, Jake found Emily sitting under a tree, reading again. For the first time, his voice wasn't cruel, it was uncertain. Hey, can I sit? Emily looked at him cautiously but nodded. He sat down, fumbling with his words. Listen, I was wrong. About everything. I guess I didn't know how else to feel important. Emily studied him for a long moment before closing her book. You don't need to hurt people to matter, Jake. You just have to choose differently. That conversation was short, but it stuck with Jake. Slowly, he began to change. He wasn't perfect, and not everyone forgave him right away. But he tried to be better, tried to make up for the pain he had caused. And Emily. She became a symbol in her school, not because she fought back with violence, but because she showed that even the quietest voice could stand against cruelty. The story of the shy girl who stood up to the bully spread across the school like wildfire. It left an imprint on every student who saw it unfold. The message was clear. Strength isn't about size or power. It's about courage and the decision to stand when it matters most. Emily never became the loudest in the room, but she became one of the strongest. And Jake never forgot the moment a girl he thought was weak showed him what true strength looked like. In just 10 seconds.